Okay. I tried doing it horizontally. All you could see was this, so we're going to do it vertically. The iPad, rather. We're going to talk about the passing or death of Jordan Neely, who was a 30-year-old person on the subway in New York City. We saw a video of 3 men, and possibly more men. I heard a black person was edited out of the video. That's a rumor. Don't quote me on it yet. They were restraining him, and the principal restrainer was a United States Marine veteran who had him. He was laying on his back with the individual over his torso and in a chokehold. And obviously AOC has to say that he was homeless and hungry and he was begging for food. Okay? Well, kind of like they said that Mike Brown was a child on his way to his grandmother's house to watch Barney the Dinosaur. Okay? Same thing. Jordan Neely was a career criminal with a lot of mental problems who had a history of violence, who out of 8 million, well, probably less now, but out of over 6, possibly a little more than 7 million people living in New York City, he was at the top of a list of 50 people that are in desperate need. That for some, I never heard this before, but for some reason, New York City, out of all the fucking people, like 6-7 million people that live there, okay, they have a list of the top 50 out of 6 million people or more that need serious medical attention, serious mental health counseling, and he was literally at the top of that list. Of his 42 arrests, several were for violent assaults against women, and one was for kidnapping of a 7-year-old girl. Okay, that's the person that the far left is calling the new Jesus. That's their new Jesus today. Okay, that's the martyr. That's the one on the cross. That's him. And he was in a rant where he said he didn't care if he died or he wanted to die or he was ready to die. He didn't care about jail. Now, in my experience, when someone says they're ready to die or they don't give a fuck about jail, they're getting ready to do something. Whether it's a suicide attempt or an assault, but they're getting ready to resort to violence somehow. And some guys want to just kill themselves quietly and be at peace. Other guys want to kill someone, want to kill themselves, and take someone else too. Okay? And several individuals, including this Marine veteran, felt that they needed to stop him, if not to protect him, but to protect other people. Okay? And New York City is the most violent. I'm 41 years old. New York City has been the most violent it's ever been since before my time. Okay? Since maybe the 1970s. Okay? It is overtly violent. And as much as I disagree with Rudy Giuliani on a million different things, I have to say Rudy Giuliani kept the city in line, and there is no other Giuliani in sight. Okay? This Adams character, he was a moderate and retired cop. He ended up being worse than de Blasio, literally. Now, the good news is he wants to hold off on judgment of the case before a grand jury meets, which is a good thing. But as far as everything else is concerned, he's no different than de Blasio, if not worse. Okay, it's a very, very violent. I do not go down there at all, period. Nor do I allow my mother to go down there. Nor do I do not allow anyone in my family to go down there. Okay? And if you told me you wanted to move to New York City, I would suggest a psychiatrist. It is just overtly violent. But they're not content to be bad by themselves. They want to impose that ban on the rest of the state because, if you'll notice, Manhattan alone is why Kathy Hochul won re-election, or won election. But, okay, Kathy Hochul won by 4 points. It was Manhattan alone that pushed over the edge. Or pushed over the finish line, I should say. They pushed over the finish line and themselves over the edge. Okay, the violence factor is unreal. It is terrifying. So put that mentality in your brain when you make judgment on a guy who sees a guy honestly getting violent, okay? This guy, and the other guys too, probably figured it's another day in New York City, which means more violence. And they figured this guy is going to hurt someone like he's already done in the past. You know, you don't get, first of all, New York City, you don't have 42 arrests in New York City for being a nice guy. Okay? New York City lets so much shit slide that when they arrest you, it's a problem. Especially 42 arrests, kidnapping of a 7-year-old. He was stopped from kidnapping the 7-year-old girl. But what if he wasn't stopped from kidnapping her? What would he have done to her? Okay? Now, contrary to that, if you went to Florida, in any city, and they got you with a 7-year-old girl, kidnapping her, okay, you probably would die in prison. Okay? Same for Texas, Montana. Okay, basically any state where Democrats have no say in what goes on. That's the truth. If Democrats have any say in what goes on, your city is fucked. That's the truth. So he puts this individual in this chokehold with the full intention of turning him over to the police at the next stop, or how they get the hold of the police. And by the time they get to the police, the guy has expired. Now, did he honestly intend to kill the guy? I don't think he did. Now, I had a professor who was a Virginia State Trooper who would often tell us, I had him for 4 classes, 4 semesters in a row, and he would always tell us about deadly force rules and shit like that. And he would say, if I'm going to put a guy in a chokehold, I might as well shoot him in the head. Because a chokehold is a deadly move, and most police departments frown upon it, and it's only encouraged if you think you're going to die, and you think there's no alternative, period. That is what this guy has going against him. What he has going for him is that I don't think he intended to do it. The guy was overtly violent. The guy had a very, very long criminal record of violence against women, kidnapping a 7-year-old girl. Okay, now the grand jury is usually in New York State 23 people, usually. And they decide whether or not to indict or not indict. And if they decide on indicting, then you get a different jury of 12 people to go to an actual trial. And the problem is he put him in a chokehold. That's the problem. It's hard to argue that. His best bet is to say, I didn't think it was going to happen. I didn't intend for it to happen. I was trying to stop him hurting somebody. And I don't think they're going to indict him. Unless they get a couple of really, 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 really fucking nutball liberals on that grand jury. Because if you look at Manhattan, like there was MTV Cribs, which was a show about a half hour long, 3 10-minute segments that would show celebrity homes. And there were a couple of specials where they showed one celebrity the entire episode. One was Shaquille O'Neal, one was the Playboy Mansion, one was Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey had, she must have sold it by now, a condo in New York City, Manhattan. It's like not even 2 years after 9/11. And it was, I think, at least 4 stories. Practically the entire floor of the building taken up. Had to cost several $1 million. And they have guys in Manhattan that live like that. because they're celebrities, bank presidents, okay, other fucking bajillionaires. And they live in that condo that's 3, 4 stories tall itself at the top of a 100-story building, and they overlook the world below. They can't even smell the world below. And when they go out, they either go to the garage, and the interior garage of the apartment complex, and drive their Porsche out as fast as they can, or their bodyguards take them in a limousine and drive them, okay? That might be a couple guys in Manhattan. But most likely the 23 jurors are going to be made up of guys that ride this up every day. A majority of them. And they may very well say, well, we don't think it happened on purpose. And considering the guy that was killed was not a saint, and considering the guy that killed him is a veteran who probably didn't mean to do it, we might let it slide. Or at least they might just say, okay, simple misdemeanor assault. Maybe more fair than that some days. Now, I was involved in a couple of incidents in my lifetime. And I'm going to tell you one right now. It was January 27, 2005. No, 06. January 27th of 06. And the fact that I remember the date so clearly tells you that there was a real serious problem. I was working in a supermarket, pushing the shopping carts. And I'm outside, coming into the area where the handicap spots are, right in view of the store itself, the door. Now, the door is, you go in the entrance door, and it's a doubled up door with a big space. You walk in to like a foyer area, double door opens up. And as you walk in, on your right window overlooking the parking lot, on your left window overlooking the exit. And then a double door opens up, name of the store. Now, coming around, if the exit is on this side, it's a single door, very narrow passageway getting out. Okay? They want more room going in than going out. Whatever. Okay? It's not an even space. It's not, this is like twice as big as this. Okay? And I hear a really loud yell from inside that area. And my boss, he was the front end manager. He would normally wear a store shirt. And his shirt would be a different color than ours. We would wear green, he would wear black, which then he was a boss. Because the black shirt is for the bosses. But for some reason, he's wearing a pink dress shirt with a tie that day. I think it was picture day for the boss, some shit like that. And I see his arm go up. Over the, there was the automatic door is a lever. You hit it, and it either opens or closes automatically. And every once in a while, the door will not open, so you have to hit that lever to open it up so the customer can get out. Also, God forbid there's a fire, you would hit that door and open it so you can go out that way because the door swings. And if there's a fire, they want the door held open. But we don't gotta keep. Okay. And the switch was on both sides of the door. When you're leaving, door swings open. Walk down the foyer, door swings open. You're outside now. So I run in because I'm thinking someone fell, someone hurt, an old person. And as I walk around, I see the store detective. He's about inch shorter than me, 220 or more, big black guy. And I see this little fucking puny white guy. And I round the corner. Now my boss closed that door. The guy was shoplifting disposable cameras. I'm dating myself, aren't I? And the store detective went to grab him. And he went to punch the store detective. Keep in mind, he's this little puny ass guy this big. And he's punching a guy that weighs him by over 70 pounds. And the scream that I heard was when the store detective picked him up, body slammed him, and he was on the ground. And that space, his head, if you're going out the exit, his head is on your left, his feet on your right. He's wedged in there on his back. He reaches really fast in his pocket like he's going for a gun. The store detective stomps his wrist really hard. Boom. His wrist snaps and starts bleeding like crazy. He puts his foot on his wrist and pulls him down. and I see his right hand. And what am I thinking? Razor blade. My boss is in the way. I blink. I open my eyes again. I'm kneeling on his chest. Then I put one knee, my left knee, put his arm up on his chest and held his arm down. So my knee is on his chest and he's, okay? Other leg over his legs. And I told him, I'll fucking kill you. Shut the fuck up. I had to grab his phone, his phone, call 911. Cops came in 2 fucking seconds, guy and girl. I jumped up. Cops are in now. He doesn't want to get up. I grab him by the wrist, fling him forward. This is on the left-hand side. This is glass. Right-hand side, this is brick. Boom. If he didn't move his head back real fast, he would have busted his fucking head wide open. Bent his arm back, cuffed him. We were just so fucking hyped up. Okay, now because he had to go to the hospital, the medical report goes to my mother's office. And the next day I'm at work, pushing shopping carts. My mother calls my cell phone. She has to pay for the medical report, the medical bill. He broke his wrist. He broke his ribs. He had a hypo in his pocket. He had hepatitis C. Get tested. We all had to go get tested. It was scary. Now, I was about 165, 165 at the time, about 160, 65. Now I'm usually between 175 and 185. I would have killed him today. The sheer force of me would have suffocated him to death. And I didn't want to kill him. I just want to hold him down. Because I thought he had a weapon. I was collecting his pockets. I thought he had a weapon. He went like this. He's got this. I thought he had a fucking weapon. This guy is a little puny fucking guy who's trying to fight a guy that weighs by 70 pounds. That's not a normal behavior. He was tuned up. We were freaked out by him. When they got him in custody, we put him in the car, drove him out. The store detective was there with me. He was like, man, that fucking freaked me out. He was freaked out. He was. This big fucking 220-pound guy. I was like, what the fuck, man? He was terrified. Because a guy that size took him on. He didn't expect it. He expected a big guy to take him, not a little guy. And that 18 months and 3 weeks I spent in that fucking place was the most dangerous time of my life. I'm not even joking. I saw guys drunk. I saw guys on drugs. I saw guys in psychotic episodes. I saw guys doing combinations of the three. We had one incident. I was outside when this happened. There was a cop on duty. We used to have a cop at night. This is during the day. I was over the cop, but the incident I was talking about was during the day. This incident was at night. The cop was there, thank God. I'm outside. I come back inside. There's a big rumble. Cops yelling. There was a guy up front by the first couple of registers. The guy's yelling at him. And one of the supervisors, one of the head front managers, one of the black shirts, Jamaican woman. She's behind the customer service desk running like a fucking lunatic. Oh boy. Here's what happened. A customer got overly aggressive with her. I think he tried, I don't know what he tried to do, but I think he tried to shove his way through or cut in line, but he did something that he wasn't supposed to do. And then he tried to put his hands on her. And she hit him. She punched him. She fucking punched him. And her partner, the other manager, the other black shirt, he's a real tall African guy, real skinny tall African guy. He was African, real tall. Okay, he goes over and breaks it up, and he grabs her, and he pulls her and throws her into the customer service area and locks her in there. And the cop goes to the other guy, and I'm standing there I was doing carts, but they said carts are dying down. The carts were dying down. Put some bags. Get some bags. The plastic garbage bags. The plastic grocery bags. and put them out. And it was like a U-boat there. Like a U-boat is a cart, like one of our things. It's like a thin rectangular cart with hands on both sides. They call it a U-boat. That's there. Fuck it, fuck it, fuck it. And the cop says, you're not allowed to have again. You come back again, you're gonna get arrested. Fuck this store, get it out of my fucking way. He actually knocks the fucking U-boat over and comes within an inch of hitting me with it. Okay? We had incidents where we had fights, we had one guy that sort of like the big guy. I'm on one side of the building. He's on the other side of the building. He catches a serial shoplifter, chases him outside. The guy visits. He kicks the guy in the face, breaks his nose. Okay. There was one incident when we had another store detective. He was the guy. He went to my high school. He was 4 years older than me. Then we went to school. He's a white guy. Day after Christmas of '05. And we're outside by the main entrance. Outside. Now, the store has the glass. Yes. There's a payphone there. Yes, a payphone. I'm going back a long time, ain't I? And the brick wall. Yeah, that whole brick wall. And when you go in the building, there's a divider, like a sheet metal divider. Okay, you walk in the door. There's like, okay. Now, the company had ordered us a week or two in advance. Certain holidays, you close early. We normally work 7 to midnight. But certain holidays, you close at 9:30 or Christmas Day, we're closed, period. Now, there's 3 reasons for the store to close early. Reason number 1, the store's on fire. Reason number 2, there's not a single thing to sell in the store. Reason number 3, the corporate office is closed at this time on this day. Okay? Now, this guy pulled up to the file lane and got out. He has his girlfriend with him. My height, white guy, over 220. Both he's drunk. Both he's in a bad mood. And he wants more liquor because he wants to get more drunk. And we told him, sorry, the store's closed. Myself, store detective. We're sitting there. That's fucking bullshit. The store detective says, go get the manager. The manager on duty. This is the salaried manager. The girl is 6 months younger than me. She's a girl that hired me. Real asshole. Oh my God, what a fucking asshole. So I go out inside, and I see her in person, and I tell her the code for security. I mean, security problem, get out, I say, get outside right now. And I give her the code. It's a security matter. There's a special code you say when there's a security matter going on. It's like a code that no one knows. Okay, yeah. You need outside. Just get outside. I go back outside. She's trailing behind me. She went back outside. The guy is so drunk and stupid, he thinks that the girl ordered the store closed early at the last minute, which she would have got fired for doing that shit. Yeah, you I'm gonna report you to the fucking... He actually told her he's gonna call the head office and report her. You're fucking... I'm gonna get you fucking fired, you fucking cunt. She is standing behind me. And she challenges him. Fuck. She challenges him. And I turn around because she was actually afraid of me. Okay, she was afraid of me. And I turn around and I tell her, get back inside. Now I'm an hourly wage employee making $7 an hour. She's a salary manager making $60,000 a year plus benefits. Okay, so this is the equivalent of if you're in the army. It's like the private telling the colonel to go fuck himself. Okay, I say get back inside now, and she ran back inside. Because when this was going on, I'm thinking to myself, this guy's gonna swing. This guy's gonna swing. And the softest thing is his fist. Okay? We have a brick wall behind us. We have solid glass all over the place. We have a payphone on the wall, which is solid fucking metal. And I'm thinking to myself, this is gonna hurt. I'm literally like, oh god, this is gonna hurt. And the guy got back in his car and drove off. Now, the reason why I got mad at her is because he's drunk. What's your excuse? Okay? If you're challenging him, when he comes after you, he's gonna go through us to get to you. He's gonna come and knock us the fuck over to get to you and kill you. And now we gotta stop. We gotta save your life out here. He could have broken her in half. Okay? That's how volatile some situations are. And when I left that store, this is December of 2005. This is before the incident with the drug addict. I left in July 1st, 2006. I left because I said, this is too fucking dangerous to be here. I make $7.50 an hour with no benefits. Okay? And this is fucking dangerous. I could be fucking killed here. Literally. So, that's the issue when you have a guy that chokes a guy to death by accident. Okay? And unlike me, where I could just quit the store and I'm going to go back to school, getting my associate's degree, my bachelor's degree. Okay, I've since moved on to work at the police department, shipping company. I make a lot more money than I ever did. But when you live in New York City, you live in that environment that I described to you, that supermarket. We had drunks, drug addicts, mental patients, shoplifters, robber. I mean, we had all that crazy shit going on. Okay? We were there on average 6 days a week, 6 hours a day. Okay? Holidays, weekends. Okay? But when you're in New York City, you're involved in that environment 24/7. Okay? Every day you leave the house is another adventure. Okay? And it goes for Detroit, Chicago, LA, San Fran, all those fucking places. Okay? You don't know what's going to happen to you. You don't know what's going to happen to the guy next to you or the woman next to you. Okay? And we could have killed someone. Okay? We had fights, arguments. We had shit going on. We could have knocked someone down and they could have and fucking died. It could have happened. That could have been any one of us. I was in the store 18 months, 3 weeks. I can't tell you the number of arguments or fights or near fights or beatings that I saw or I heard about. I was outside the building. Okay, we had guys that wanted to steal from us, and we resisted arrest. It's a fucking violent. This is a fucking supermarket, and I'm just feeling like I'm working in a fucking jail. Okay, so you never know. Okay, and it's easy for you to play couch commando and sit wherever the fuck you live, maybe in some town in the middle of nowhere. Okay, where there's nothing that's ever happens. You know, there's one murder every 100 years in your town, or your town has no crime at all. You know, and look at this guy. I'm like, man, that's murder, man. That's fucked up. That guy murdered that innocent guy in cold blood. Okay, put yourself in that environment. Okay, you can be put in a situation where you kill someone by accident because you want to defend yourself or women around you. And I also could have been killed in that environment too. I could have gotten cut on my arm and got hepatitis from that guy that I beat the shit out of. I mean, okay. That big fucking drunken bummer, that nutball with you fucking go. Okay, that guy could have fucking barreled forward, punched both of us in the face. We both could have hit our heads and fucking died on the concrete floor. Concrete ground, rather. But also the shopping carts. The excess shopping carts were outside the building, landed against the wall. So now you've got rows of shopping carts. These shopping carts are galvanized metal, and they're all stacked together tightly. and it's like a fucking metal wall. It's like a metal block. Imagine hitting your head on that. Okay? You hit your head on that, and then you got the concrete, you got the brick wall, you got the glass here. Okay? We could have been killed. That guy could have fucking punched me in the face really hard, and I could have fallen back, hit my head, and died. Same for the other guy. Okay? So, or the guy on the subway, he could have had a weapon and stabbed someone. Or he could have punched one out and they could have fallen, hit the head, and died. So don't play couch commando. Sit down and let the evidence speak for itself. Thank you.